Hello, welcome to Cable Plus Property, the #1 online educative platform on all issues related to land and landed properties. At Cable Plus Property, our aim is to ensure that Nigerians and non-Nigerians have at the tip of their finger all information related to land acquisition, land procurement, planning, documentation, and registration of land and landed properties. We provide you with all that you need to know about getting your property registered and obtaining your planning permits. In this video, I'll be speaking with a veteran in the built environment, Town Planner Waheed Kadiri. Town Planner Waheed Kadiri was born about 70 years ago to Alhaji Waheed Kadiri and Alhaja Saratu Kadiri at Aton Ota, now present Ado Odo Ota local government area in Ogun State. For his education, he started from Nawaruddin Primary School in 1956 to 1951 and then moved on to Glasgow School of Arts in Scotland from 1974 to 1977. He then moved to Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwe, Ogun State from 1992 to 1995. Town Planner Kadiri holds the following qualifications: a diploma town planning with distinction from the Polytechnic Ibadan in 1972, a diploma in planning second class upper Glasgow School of Arts in Glasgow, Scotland 1977, and a master in transport Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwoye 1995. He is also a member of the following professional bodies. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, a registered town planner with the Town Planners Registration Council of Nigeria. He's a member of the Royal Town Planning Institute of Great Britain, a member of the Nigerian Institute of Management, a member of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. Town Planner Waheed Kadiri has several awards to his credit. To mention but a few, he's a Lagos State Government Scholar, a Best Graduating Student of the Department of Town Planning, the Polytechnic Ibadan in 1972. He's also the Best Graduating Student, Department of Planning, Glasgow School of Arts, Scotland in 1977. He also holds a Royal Town Planning Institute, the Great Britain Award in 1977 for Best Graduating Student. He holds a Best Masters Transport Part-Time Graduating Student from Olabisi Onabanjo University in Agoiwoye. An Environmental Planning Students Association, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Distinguished Planning Personality of the Year in 2011. In his career, Town Planner Kadiri started as an Assistant Technical Officer Planning, Ministry of Works and Planning, Lagos State from 1972 to 1974. He's a Town Planner, M-Plan Group, Lagos, 1979 to 1981, Executive Director of Plutran Limited, Lagos, from 1981 to 1984. He also had his career at Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta, from 1984 till date, where he rose from Lecturer 1 in 1984 to Chief Lecturer in 1995. He's held many positions, including the Head, Department of Town and Regional Planning, Director of School of Engineering and Environmental Sciences, Director of Polyconsult, and Deputy Rector, Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta. He's also the Rector and Member of Council 2 terms from 1988 to 2006. He had since 1979 been active in town planning consultancy services and had been involved in various projects. His area of special interest is campus planning. He had played major roles in the preparation of master plans for universities and polytechnics since 1983 and had been part of the teams that prepared the master plans for the following institutions. To mention but a few: Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Ogun State University, Agoiwoye, Lagos State University, Ojo, Lagos, Ondo State University, now University of Ado-Ekiti, Babcock University, and Ajayi Crowther University in Oyo State, amongst others. Since his election as a member of Nigerian Institute of Town Planners in 1978, he had held several positions at both state chapters of the institute and at national level. He started as the Assistant National Secretary in 1978 to 1980. He has been chairman of several committees for the Institute and Ogun State Chapter Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria from 2005 to 2007. And finally, he is the National President of the Nigeria Institute of Town Planners from 2006 to 2008. He was the National President, Association of Town Planning Consultants of Nigeria from 2002 to 2006. He's also involved in voluntary and religious organizations where he held the several positions. Town Planner Kadiri is happily married to Alhaja Fatima Kadiri, and they have 4 children, 3 granddaughters and 1 grandson. If we continue to talk about Town Planner Waheed Kadiri, we wouldn't end this video. So join me as I have a quick session with him, and this is Cable Plus Property. It's a pleasure having you, sir.
It's nice to be here.
So, as a person, you started out as a town planner to the extent that you even finally emerged at some point in your life as a president of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. What inspired you to study urban and regional planning? Why did you choose to study urban and regional planning?
Can I say it's been accidental or whatever? My passion, at secondary school level, I fell in love with what I saw then as architecture, which actually was just draftsmanship. And I thought I would go in that line. But unfortunately, I did not study sciences in my secondary school. So when I got to I had to go to the technical college then, which is now the Polytechnic, to do a top-up or whatever, what you call now preliminaries, to be able to have grounding in the sciences, especially mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And within that 1 year, I interacted with students in the town planning department, people like the late Sir Gio Dende and his classmates. There were 6 of them then their final year. And I saw what they were doing, and I just felt, why not? It's the nearest to what I had intention of studying. And that's how I got into planning. Though planning training in the technical college then was for 3 years, whereas engineering and other things were for 2 years. But I still opted for the 3-year course. That's how I found myself in planning. I would say it's true inspiration from seeing the work of students who were in the department before me, and looking at the aspect that I thought I had an innate ability for, that is graphic presentation and all that. I would say that was moved me into urban regional planning.
Wow. So knowing fully well that planning activities take place on a large expanse of land, unlike other professions in the built environment. For example, an architectural student can help any of his family to design a building, but not so for other professions. Now, what can a planning student do for his or her immediate family who doesn't possess a large expanse of land?
No, you give advice. The thing about planning is that no matter how small your project is, no matter how large your project is, they are bound by regulations. Regulations in this sense, for example, if it's just even a plot, there's a regulation that your setback in front should be so many meters, by this side is so many meters, at the back is so many meters. If the family of a planning student has a plot of land, he can advise the dad to say, I'm sorry, you cannot have a block of 6 flats on that side, because the regulation says it's a medium density site. Therefore, you cannot have beyond what is stipulated. No, that's That makes a lot of sense in the sense that even if you do the construction, you don't have the fear of it being demolished. You can face any planning official that comes, and your son is also likely to advise you before you start building. You must have planning approval, what is now called planning permit, physical planning permit. That is essential. And we have even gone beyond just having the planning permit. That's what they call stage approvals now, right? And your son is likely to tell you, if you have the physical planning permits, if you want to set out, you need to contact the planning agency to see that you are doing it right. When you do the set out, digging the foundation and all that, I think that should be part of what a planning student should be able to tell the family.
So how did town planning activities come to Nigeria? Where did urban and regional planning, town planning in particular, when did it start and how did it come about in Nigeria?
If you take a look, I think the first thing we can talk about is the town ordinance. That's, I can't remember the year straight away. That's pre-independence. That's categorized the Nigerian towns. Category 1, 2, and Lagos was the only one in the first category. That's when government intervention came in. But of course, in the real sense, we can say it started with the formation of LEDB, Lagos Executive Development Board, which was set up as a form of renewing areas that have been affected by plague in those days. And of course, and these, not many people are aware of it. Planning came into Ibadan at a point when there was a smallpox outbreak. And the health department started to regulate buildings as they relate to each other. And that's absolutely planning in its rudimentary form. So we can say planning had been before, during the colonial period, just before our independence, then after our independence, and now. You can actually recognize, I think, about 4 eras of planning.
So Lagos and Oyo states were the first states to experience planning?
No, Lagos especially.
Why Lagos?
Because that was the seat of government first. And that's where the Europeans were more in Lagos than in any other place as at that point.
A prospective developer is about to acquire land for development in Ogun State, for example. Now, how can such a person confirm the status of the land before purchase? If you look at the experiences that landowners have in states now, some tell you, oh, I eventually got to know that the land was a government land or the land belonged to somebody else and all of that. So how does a person confirm the status of the land before purchasing one?
Simple answer, by asking.
Who do you ask?
By asking. But the question is, who do you ask?
Yeah.
I think there's something on ground that you can approach the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development in Ogun State for planning information about your land. But when you want to ask for planning information about your land, it's not just you describe. I have a land in Aton, it's near the Agbara Road. No, you go there with your duly registered survey plan. When I say duly registered, it must have been registered by the Surveyor General of the state. It's signed by a registered surveyor. It has coordinates of at least 1 point. And this you take to the Ministry of Physical Planning, and they can tell you not only the tenure status, whether it is the right of occupancy has been revoked or not. They can even tell you what use you can put it into. I think, but the other way to do it is to go to the lands department and ask questions. But as a town planner, I would rather go first to Ministry of Physical Planning than Lands Division.
So we know how long it takes to get response from government agencies or government officials, especially regarding things like that. You go to a government person's table and you see piles of files yet to be attended to. Now, if a person wants to take that route, don't you think it's going to take a long time?
What do you mean by long time? If you are investing in a property, your time is part of the capital you put into it. But we don't seem to think investing time is necessary. But I'm not saying it takes the right time. It may take as long. But one of the problems about this long time that we hammer on is the fact that you, who is even the applicant, you are not providing the right information for the people in the ministry to take decision. Sometimes questions are asked and it takes you like 10 weeks to come back. You still come to say your plan or your proposal have been with the agency for 12 weeks, whereas 10 of those 12 weeks, the delay had come from your side. But let me say briefly that things can be faster. And I think some states are working on that. You can have online approval as is done in other places. With that, you key in your files, question are asked, you key in your files, and you get almost instant reply. But most of us still believe in this face-to-face interaction. But I think we will get there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cable Plus Property. As well, like our Facebook page at Cable Plus Property, and also make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cable Plus Property. My name is Oiza. Thank you for watching, and this is Cable Plus Property.